You know, the buffer is the storage data structure which contains the what it is, which contains binary representation of the data, not actual characters. These are encoded into binary one, then stored as a global. Okay, so no need to import the buffer class. We can directly use it in our code. Okay, next is the buffer which contains every byte, or we can say every location with the 8 bits, so called as a octet. So whatever the number of locations I have allocated for the buffer, that number of octets will be created for storing purpose. Is it? Now how to create the buffer? We have seen the one syntax, actually three methods we have seen. We will I'll show you. We will create the buffer with the new keyword first. So I'm declaring the variable of buffer, suppose var b equal to new. Then I have to call constructor of the buffer class, which is globally present. I have to allocate the memory. Okay, so I'll just give here 10 octets. Okay, 10 would be size of the or length of the buffer. Now what to do? I have to display, suppose, the buffer. So I'll just display the blank buffer console.log in bracket. I have to use this b. Okay, so I'm saving it. I'll just open the terminal and we'll see what the buffer will give you as a result. For running this code, node, what the script name? Script 1.js. Okay, so it will show me the 10 blank, or we can say zeros. Okay, 10 octets with the 0 initialized value. Now suppose I'm putting any value over here. I can do like here I'm going to use any string, suppose welcome node.js. Okay, now let us see what my buffer will contain. I'm going to run it again. It contains some binary representations of each character. Now if I want the buffer should display, or we can say it should display the characters whatever I have entered into buffer by decoded. So I have to write string method to string. It will convert the binary to string. I can provide the format like ASCII over here. So you can write like ASCII or UTF-8, which is the by default format. In that it will show the content. So let us see welcome node.js. Okay, one warning will come because we have not allocated the memory for buffer. So you can use, instead of this new buffer, you can use alloc function or from function. So instead of this, whenever I'm going to use buffer.from and one string data structure I'm going to pass to this buffer, at that time see the output, the warning will not displayed over here. Okay, because by default the allocation will be done from the string data type. Okay, so in this way I can create the buffer. Which ways we have created? First is I have to create buffer with a new keyword. I can create buffer with the second is a from method. Simply I used buffer.from. Okay, otherwise I can have third method, that is the what it is, write method. Okay, so I'm simply going to create the buffer new buffer. Okay, I'm going to allocate the memory var b equal to new buffer, or we can simply use alloc. Okay, dot alloc. It will give you the allocation, memory allocation without any warning. Now I have to write to this buffer. So I simply write one variable, suppose b1, to check whether it is written properly or not. So var b1 equal to, in which buffer I want to write b. Okay, so b dot write and whatever I want to write. Okay, so now let us see what will be the output. It will show me, okay, I have just allocated 10 bytes. So whatever the part of this string will be written over here, I can extend the buffer size. So it will show me the whole string, whatever I have entered. Okay, so it will give me welcome Node.js. Is it? So these three methods we used. First is the new keyword, which will allocate the memory. Second is the alloc method for allocation of the memory for buffer. Third is the write method, which will write contents to the buffer. And fourth one is a from method, which is used for what? Which is used for writing particular string or anything to that particular buffer. Okay, so how to initialize or how to declare buffer, that we have finished in this point. Now secondly, we have seen how to read the buffer, how to read content of buffer. ToString is the method that can give you the buffer contents in the string format or in the character, whatever the specified format. In that it will appear the output. Okay, it will show you the output. Now instead of this, I can use the for loop for iteration. Okay, so how to do so? I can use for. Suppose I declare any variable instead of and that I told you in the last lecture, you can simply use your what we can say normal for loop which we used in the other languages. So I'm just creating the variable with the var I equal to 0, I less than whatever the number, you can hard code, or buffer dot length is one function. So I'll simply use b dot length for computing the length. B dot length is the function. Okay, then I plus plus, and I'm going to write over here b of I that we have seen at last lecture. Basically I can write over here instead of this. Suppose I want to write, okay, to buffer. I'm not want to display it. I'm just going to write any bits. So where I equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus, and I'm simply created one buffer with the 20 locations, and b of I equal to, suppose, I plus 97. Suppose what it would be, as I told you, it will be smallest, or we can say the lowercase letter starting from A. 97 is A. Okay, so you can put over here 65, for it will give you the capital A2 series, whatever the 10 digits. Okay, so now I want to write the content of buffer. So how it would be, console dot log, and in that I'll convert it into string because I want the characters should be displayed instead of binary digits. So string. Okay, and now let us see what the output would be. Okay, so here A, B, C, D till J, 10 characters from the alphabet series will display. Because I have used here 97, it will be from starting smaller A to J, whatever it will be. Okay, you can use over here 65, suppose. Now let us look at output. It will give me the capital series. Okay, so again we have seen how to write buffer by iterating one by one character. Okay, by using for loop. I put it just one by one value into this. Okay, now next method is, suppose, comparing the buffer. Okay, I want to compare buffers. So what I need two buffers, comparing one buffer with the other buffer. So I'm going to create the same buffer format, suppose, and here I use buffer b1 variable. Suppose var b1 equal to new buffer. I'm going to write over here, suppose, hi, this is buffer. Okay, one string I have used, and second one is same. In same manner, I'm going to create the second buffer, suppose. So var b2, and new buffer. I'm going to write over here, buffer is the concept in Node.js, whatever string you can put over here. So let us check what the output would be. As I told you, the comparison operator will give you 3 values. If first string is greater, it will give you -1. If both strings are equal, it will give you 0. And if second string is greater, it will give you +1. So what will be the output over here? The second string is greater, so it will give me the 1 value. Okay, so let us see the output. What I need to do is I have to use the compare function. So I'll just return one result, because result would be 1, 0 or -1, whatever it will be. Okay, so I'm taking R as a result, where R equal to, and I have to compare. Who is this? Okay, I have to compare b1 dot compare, and second parameter is b2. I want to compare. Okay, so let us see what will be the output. Okay, I want to display R instead of buffer. Okay, result. So now look, let us look at the output. I'll just clear screen, and this. The output is 1. Are you getting? Why 1? Because the second string is greater than the first one, as I told you. Okay. So
मॅम तुम्ही कंडिशन्स सांगितले होते ना 1, 0 आणि -1 चे, ते पुन्हा एकदा सांगा ना.
Okay, let us see. Suppose I'm going to create the conditions over here. I want to write the condition over here. If R, okay, if R equal to 0, I'll give you here message that console.log strings are, or so sorry, buffers are equal. Okay, now if second case, if you can write over here, else if either of one case would be true, so no need to write if case for each time. I can use if, else if, then else. Okay, so else if R is suppose greater than 0, greater than 0 means it will return 1. Okay, 1 value. When it would be 1, when the second string is greater. Here you can see the first string is smaller than the second string. It will compare 1 by 1 bits. So here you can see the number of bytes are greater in this string. Okay, so this string is larger than this one. So if second string is greater, it will give me 1. So I can give here message that the second buffer is greater. Okay, is it? Second buffer is greater, it will return me 1 every time. The string comparison will do like this. First is if two strings are equal, it will return 0. If second string is greater, it will return me 1. If first string is greater than the second, it will return me -1. Okay, the comparison will be according to first string. Means if first is smaller, it will return -1, less. Okay, left hand -1. If first is greater, then it will return the +1. Oh, sorry, -1. Okay, if first string is less, it will return -1. And if first string and second string are equal, then it will return me 0. So according to that, suppose I'm giving the messages. So here else means the string first is what? Greater. So it will return me less than 0 value. So I should write here message that first string is greater, or first buffer is greater. So let us look at our output. It will show you second buffer is greater. You can see over here the size of second buffer is greater. Okay, and it will show the output. Okay, we have not displayed the R. So it will show you the one value. Now let us see. Suppose you want to compare it like in this way, B2 and B1. Okay. Now compare according to B2. Are you getting? According to B2, I have to compare the B1. Now let us look at the output, what the output would be. First buffer is greater. Now this is the different output than this. Are you getting? So here what happens? It will compare whether this B2 according to B2. If B2 equal to B1, it will return me 0. If B2 is greater, it will return me. Yes. If B2 is greater, it will return me -1. If B2 is smaller, it will return me +1. Okay. So according to that, the output will come out. So this is regarding the comparing the buffers. Two buffers we have to compare. Okay. Now next function is concatenation. If I want to concat two buffers. Okay. So I created same two buffers. Suppose I have to append the content of this buffer to this buffer. Okay. So concat is the function. How to use that? At last lecture we have seen the concat. It will take the array of buffers as a parameter. We can say array list of the buffers. Okay. So basically you have to use the buffer.concat method. So how to use that? It will return you the concatenated another buffer. So I'm just declaring here B or result. Okay. Where B equal to buffer dot concat, and it will take array of buffer. So what the buffer contains? B1 and B2. Two values or two buffers list I have to pass. I can give the character encoding as well. Okay. And now I want to display the contents of third buffer, that is console.log in bracket b.toString. Now let us look at the output. What will be the output? Hi, this is buffer. That was a first buffer contents, and then buffer is the concept of in Node.js. This simply second string get appended to the B1. Now if we will reverse this, what will be the output? Anyone? The content will be buffer is the concept in Node.js, and then hi, this is buffer. Okay, let us look at the output. Buffer is the concept in Node.js, and hi, this is buffer that get appended to first buffer contents. Okay. If I want to display the length of buffer, I have to call over here dot length property. So it will display me length of the buffer like 49. Okay, because these two buffers are combined into B, and I'm displaying the length of this third buffer, concatenated buffer. Okay. So what else remained? We have used buffer reading. We have used buffer writing functions. Okay. We seen compare function. We seen concat function. We seen copy function. No. Suppose I want to use copy function. It will not return anything. So we have to write like B1 dot copy B2. Now let us look at the example. B1 contains hi, this is buffer, and I'm going to copy content of B1. This is the source, and in bracket there is a target. Okay, so B1 whatever contains, it will just overwrite the content of B2. Okay, so now see the output of B2, console.log and B2.toString. And now we will see output. सी हाय दिस इज बफर कन्सेप्ट चा जो CON आहे तिथपर्यंत रिप्लेस झाले. आर यू गेटिंग? As I told you, the copy will simply copy whenever you are going to give index. I can specify over here comma. Suppose 5, it will copy from 5th location, means actually from starting 0, it will calculating the 4. Okay, and from 4th index, it will copying this buffer 1 content to the buffer 2. Okay, otherwise it will directly overwrite the content from starting 0th location. Whatever the contents of buffer, that will be simply copied. Now see, suppose I'm taking reverse condition. You can see the buffer 2 contents are greater than the buffer 1. The whole buffer will get overwritten by this second buffer. Okay, so you can see the concept, see the content of the buffer 1. Okay, let us see the output. Buffer is, okay, what happened? B2 is this. Okay, it has taken the last content of B2. Previously we have copied this to the B2. Okay, so it will consider that updated copy of B2 and overwrite it into B1. So the output is like this. Okay, so here up till we have seen every function regarding the buffer. Okay,